Hello, my Y friends, my virtual Y friends. I'm excited to be here with you with another 30-minute practice of yoga. Now, before we begin our practice, I just want to do a little exercise with you, and I just want you to come to standing. We're not in mountain right now, but we're just coming to standing. And close your eyes, just let your arms hang naturally. Now, I want you to spread all 5 fingers on each side. Now open your eyes and look down at your hands. Are your thumbs pointing into each other? Or as you opened your eyes, were your thumbs pointing directly forward? Why am I asking you about that? Well, friends, if your thumbs were pointing at each other, guess what? Your shoulders were a little rounded forward. That's taking you into a little bit of a rounded upper back. It's bringing your collarbones in and your shoulder blades kind of stretched out. Chest is short. Now, if this is your normal stance, guess what? When I do this, it's really hard to bring my arms right up by my ears. That really hurts. I'm feeling a lot of strain. When you have put the posture where your thumbs are pointed forward, this is actually ideally where we want to be. And as we do that, I have no difficulty bringing my arms by my ears. So if we are rounded forward habitually, which we might do because we're driving like this, we're looking at our phones, we're looking down, we might be hunched over a computer, this is going to make it really hard for you to get those arms up. So we might have to more consciously think about drawing our shoulders back and down, standing where our heart is open. I'm not trying to hyperextend, but shoulders back and down, heart is open. Thumbs would just naturally point to me when you're closer to where you want to be in a neutral spine. I know that's something weird to think about, but think about that. This posture, hunched over, has a lot of implications. And over time, we might become a little bit more like this. So we're going to work. We might have to be conscious about this. But I want you to think tall and proud, shoulders back, heart up. Let's start our practice, friends. Let's take a deep breath. Taking my arms by my ears and taking a side bend. And doing that again on the other side. Exhaling into the side bend and releasing it. Let's do that one more time. Deep breath in and a side bend. And a side bend the other way. And releasing. Letting go. Friends, we're going to reach up. Knees are soft. Hinge your hips. I'm tucking my hips back. Reaching to you. I'm forming a hand sandwich coming into my first forward fold of the day. And coming into my fold, bringing my hands to my elbows and just hanging there. We're going to breathe, roll back up. Let's do that again. Knees are soft. I'm hinging from my hips. I'm reaching to you. Now maybe I can't come forward much more, then maybe my fold is right here. But we want to keep our spine long. If I can keep my belly and rib to thigh, I might come down a little lower. And I'm breathing to curl back up. Let's come into chair. I'm just slowly waking up my hips, my quads. If this feels better to bring hands at heart, hands to heart. Breathe and rise. Back into chair. I'm sending my hips back. Maybe hands to heart. Breathe and rise. I'm going to first come back into the fold. Hold in the fold for a little bit. Before we rise, and come back into a chair. Trying to make sure my knees don't knock together. Trying to keep my knees right over the middle of my feet. And rise. Back into a fold. Rising. Let's find our chair. Rising. Feet go wide. Toes are in front of heels. Knees are soft. Reach. And take your wide leg fold. Knees are bent as much as they need. I'm taking advantage of gravity, helping my spine lengthen to the floor, even as my hamstrings stretch. I'm walking my hands to one knee, or to one ankle, bring nose to knee. If we need to bend that leg to bring nose to knee, we might do so. Listen to your hamstrings. Now, friends, walk to the side into a lunge. I'm going to bring my hand in. I'm going to bring my foot heel toe out, coming into a low lunge. Knee down. I'm going to bring my hands to thigh. I'm just going to shift forward, shift back, shift forward and back. Let's go 4 times. This is 3 and 4. Hands down. I'm twisting into that knee. Exhaling to twist. Friends, I'm going to thread an arm through, trying to bring my elbows close to the ground as I can before coming back into the twist. Hand down, tuck toes, and walk yourself back into the center. Wide leg fold. Walking hands to our other ankle and bringing nose to knee. Remember, feel free to bend our knee if that's feeling really hard on our hamstrings. Okay, friends, here comes our low lunge on the other side. I'm trying to square off hips, toes, heels. I'm walking my forward foot as heel toe out so I can bring my knee and shoulder right next to each other, hand next to foot. I bring my knee down, hands to thigh. I'm coming on up and shifting my hips forward. Let's go forward for 4 and back, and 3 and back, and 2 and back, and 4. Staying here, coming back down and twisting into my knee. Friends, I'm going to thread that arm through and try to bring that elbow as close to the ground as I can. Ooh, big ol' stretch, big ol' stretch. Come back up. Here's our twist. Walk yourself back in. Come back into your wide leg fold. We're going to come on up. Breathe and roll on up to standing. Okay, friends. I'm going to turn to one side. I'm going to step back. Feet are on railroad tracks right now. Your leg closest to me. Send it back. Just a couple of feet. Heel down. Now notice how my hip is saying hi. I'm going to try to pull that hip round. I'm bringing my hands to my elbows. Drawing my shoulders back, or hands in prayer. Remember, if your thumbs were pointing at each other, you might be a little bit like this, making it hard. If so, reach for your wrists and try to draw your shoulders back. Try to square the hips. From here, bring your heart forward. Maybe we stop here. Maybe we can go a little further. Maybe we can go further yet. I'm listening to this hamstring to tell me, where do I stop? And rather than rounding into this, I'm trying to keep my heart open. Oh, hello hamstrings. We're going to come back up. I'm going to tick-tock to you, tick-tock the other way. Step out onto the railroad tracks, bring the heel down. See how this hip is going high? But I want to bring this hip around, pull it round. Heart is open. Long straight spine that comes forward. Remember, try not to round through it. As I do that, I don't feel much of a hamstring stretch at all. I'm going to try to keep my heart open. I'm going to try to stretch that hamstring. Oh, there it is. I find it when my back isn't curved. Yeah. And breathing into that stretch. I'm going to come on out. Turn to you again. I'm going to do that again on the other side because I find second time round feels a little bit better. Railroad tracks first, heel down. Our hips are saying hi to each other. We'll flirt. Hips will flirt with each other later. Square off, even though that back heel is anchored. Straight spine, coming forward a little, maybe a little more. We come to just where it's like a little bit of rather than oh. If we're doing that, we need to back off a little bit. And we're just going, okay, just a little discomfort, and I'm going to breathe to melt that discomfort. Coming back up. Let's do the other side. Onto railroad tracks again. Feet are just a couple of feet apart. On railroad tracks, heel down, hips. Say goodbye to each other for just a little bit. Square off, and forward we go. Breathe. Okay, friends, we're going to release. Turn to me, shake it out. We're going to do just a little bit of standing work. Oh, standing work, but work that opens our hips. Feet under hips to begin. Now check out your toes. Are they like this? As you look down, I want everybody to look down. Make sure those toes are directly in front of heels. And from here, we're going to flex one foot, cross it low, or cross it high, and we're going to sit our hips back. Notice I'm trying not to round forward and curl my spine. As I do this, I don't feel that stretch. Long spine, collarbones wide, hips back. We might even reach back into that. This is a standing pigeon. Notice how my knee is outside my hip. We're going to sit back up. Do the other side. Crossing low, flex foot, crossing high. Notice how the knee is outside your hip. Standing pigeon, send your hips back. Try not to round your back. Maybe reach back. Breathe. Let's do that again, once on each side. Why again? Oh, because friends, first time our body's going, what are you doing to me? And now it's like, oh, you're trying to help me. So now I'm hoping our bodies settle into that a little bit more. Send your hips back. Yep, I'm wobbling, so I'm going to fix my gaze in one spot. That helps. Okay, friends, other side. Yes, I'm focusing on those tight muscles today. Okay, friends, we're going to release. We're going to make our way into a cow face pose. Friends, I want you to start hands and knees. And actually, I'm going to bring one leg behind the other. I'm going to send my legs out and come down to seated. Guess what? That's cow face pose. Should we try it again? Hands and knees. I know this is another way to come into a cow face pose. Stack the knee right behind each other and try to send the feet out. From here, I'm just gonna push myself out. Here's cow face pose. Knee on knee. Now, if this doesn't feel comfortable, bring a leg out. Hips tend to get tight, but you know what also holds on to tension? Shoulders. So, my cow is going to have the perkiest ear. Notice I'm not going to do this because, oh my gosh, that's just crunching my back. It's rounding my back, and I'm actually not feeling what I want to feel. So tall and lifted. Stretching. Now, if we can, we might reach hands, reaching for hands. Maybe you're pulling on your shirt or a towel. You do you. Okay, friends, we're gonna switch. I'm gonna come back up. I'm going to switch. Let's see, which knee was up? Okay, there we go again. Here's cow face pose. These are the cow's lips. My regulars know I don't have that much of imagination. I don't really see the lips, but maybe you can. So we might have the lips, we might extend this bottom leg. We might be stretching a perky ear. Oops. We might be reaching hands, reaching for hands. Notice how I'm kind of twisted a little bit. This side is a little tougher for me, but I'm gonna try my darndest to find my neutral spine, my alignment. Maybe if I need to be, I might be here. Okay, friends. Let's release. We're gonna do pigeon number 2. We did a standing pigeon. Let's do a seated pigeon. Feet hip width apart. Notice again, my toes are directly in front of my heels. I know over time I've trained myself that I don't want to be here, I don't want to be here. Feet right in front of my toes, hip width apart. I'm flexing my foot. Notice how my head is shrunk in between my shoulders. Not feeling anything until I lift my head away. I find my neutral spine. Notice how this knee is outside my hip. That's where we want our knee to be in pigeon. If we need to adjust the front foot out for a little less, closer to your butt for a little more, or move your hips. Don't assume that just where you land is going to be just perfect. If we're here, this isn't perfect. That might mean foot needs to go out, hips need to go back. Pigeon number 2. Other side. Always trying to look for length. We're always trying gravity. I don't want you to take my height. No. I want to be long. I'm going to resist your siren call. Gravity. Knee is outside my hip. I'm lifting my head away from shoulders. Maybe I'm adjusting where my foot is. Maybe I'm adjusting where my hips are. But play with both until you find you're stretching the rotators and glutes on this side. Okay, friends, we're gonna do it again, once on each side. Remember, first time our muscles are going, I don't wanna. And it's like, oh wait, you let me go, and actually that was okay. Now that I know you weren't trying to hurt me, I'm gonna go with you. I'm gonna help you on that. So try your seated pigeon again, and switch. You might find it's easier each time. Okay, friends, we're going to release. Bring the soles of your feet together. Now, as we come forward, remember, we're trying to avoid slumping forward. This is just going to make your back hurt, and it's never going to help you in terms of getting the feeling of what we want. Instead, think of long spine, length, and come forward. Don't sacrifice spinal length to come down. I'm lifting and lengthening, keeping my spine long, collarbones wide, coming forward only to the point where I'm going, and I'm breathing to go, okay. Remember, first time body's like, what are you doing? So we come out, give our body time to go, wait, that was actually good for me. Come back. Notice I'm not hunched. I'm not pulling. I've seen people do that for years and nothing changes. Long spine forward, and then, now your body's like, okay, that's better. Now from here, sit back up, one leg bent, one leg under, or flex your foot. Now this is something I see a lot in my classes. People just leave their foot and bring it up into half lotus. Fire log double pigeon. Flex foot, foot on knee, knee on foot. So we are here, or we are here. We're trying to take out the curve and the resist gravity's lure, saying, coming on up, coming right on top of our knee. Breathing, making our way to the other knee. We're going to do both knees this time. Sitting up, lengthening, C shape. Coming up, lengthening, C shape. And let it go. This is all about doubles today. We're gonna switch. Leg under or flexed foot, knee sitting, foot sitting on knee, knee sitting on foot. Okay, friends, long as can be. And maybe we're only coming forward just a little bit. That's okay. Better to do that rather than slump, because I'm going to feel the stretch and the release in my hip if I stay long. Yes, that little change makes a big difference. Come only as far as it feels right to you without rounding and slunching. Slunching? Is slunching a word? It's a word today. And to the other side. Okay, I'm taking a deep breath in, sitting tall and lifted, before taking a side bend. One way, and then the other. Okay, friends. Because we're focusing on what we get with the release of the second time in a pose. Easy pose or fire log. Over a knee. That feels so much different second time around. I moved into that so much easier. Not easy, but easier. I know. It's still, my body's still saying, there's still tightness there. So I'm being gentle with this stretch. Going just again, remember, to the point where I'm going a little bit without going, oh my goodness, this hurts. Then I'm coming back up, side bend. Reach rather than letting your arm hang. Lengthen. Every pose in yoga is a chance for length and strength, and I'm going to grab every bit of length and strength that I can. And release. And we switch. One more time, under or over. Long as can be, long and coming over the knee. Then breathing and switching knees. Before sitting back up, a side bend. Oh yeah. Second time so much better than the first. And if you want, maybe you do that a third time. Our bodies were made to move. We're just taking an active stretch. So friends, I'm going to keep this knee where it is. 90-90. Notice how this knee is outside my hip and both legs are bent. This is pigeon. It's just pigeon with a Z sit. Pigeon with 90-90. Or I send my leg back, pigeon. What we don't want to do is be here. This is not pigeon. I'm not going to feel the stretch, and you're not going to feel the stretch that you want. Knee outside of hip. My foot for now is closer to my thigh. As we become a little more flexible, as we find more openness, this front leg can be closer to parallel to your mat. Come forward and breathe. See how you can see my knee kind of peeking out. Getting my rotators, glutes, piriformis again. We're going to release and do the other side. So remember, knee outside of hip, 90-90. I'm right between the middle of my, squared right in the middle of my hips. 90-90, or leg behind. Can you see my knee? Here's my knee, here's my hip. Remember, if we're here, you're not gonna get hip rotators, you're not gonna get the glutes, you're not gonna get the piriformis outside your hip. And then come forward. Our poses aren't going to look exactly like each other because our bodies are put together differently. Where we hold our stress is going to be different from each other. The activities, the sleep we did, it's going to be different from each other. All these will mean that our poses, we might have to adjust them a little or a lot to make it fit our body. So your pigeon, let's go back to pigeon. Round one, round two. Z-sit, maybe coming forward from the Z-sit, or sending your leg back and coming forward and breathing. Pigeon round two. Oh, you're so much better. My pigeon round two is like, yeah, I'm gonna relax into this pose. Pigeon, but I'm going to let you fly free so I can get the other side. Remember, 90-90, knee outside of hip. Notice how my shin is kind of parallel to the mat. If I'm beginning this, I might tuck my foot closer into my thigh, but my knee is still outside of hip, long as can be, or resting. Breathe into those tight spaces and say, tightness, get away from me. I'm breathing you out. Well, actually, I'm hoping you don't go. I'm hoping you take a long, slow exhale saying, tension, go away. Okay, friends, breathe and sit back up. Crisscross applesauce. Let's take a deep breath in. Let's take those opening side stretches, but from seated. I'm hoping the side stretches feel a little better second time around after we've taken a handful of these from different poses. Our time is coming to a close for today. Yes. I'm hoping you use your practice to get to know you, to get to know where we hold our body, how we can transform our body to make it feel better for us, to invite openness and strength and flexibility into it. I'm moved to see where am I holding tightness? Where might I need to build strength? What can I do to get myself feeling a little better, moving a little better? Or what do I need to just be with myself? We can do a lot with our yoga practice. But we're going to bring our practice today to a close. Let's take a cleansing breath to seal. A full exhale, releasing whatever you want to let go. Breathe, gather all that you wish to take from today's practice, and it is yours to do with as you choose. The goodness in me bows to the goodness in you. Namaste, my friends, and be well. Until we see each other again, I hope you have a good day. Mwah! Bye, friends.
I'm Sarah, and this is cardio dance. Are you guys ready to work out? Let's do it.
That's where we want to go.
Last 10 seconds. I'm right here with you. Let's do it. Welcome to the Y. My name is Erin. I'm Jennifer. My name is Linda.
My name is Tommy, and today we're going to do a quick step routine.
We feeling like we can conquer the world today?
I wish we all could smell it. It smells so good.
Time. We get stronger in my world. We're going to do it again.
We'll see you again. Keep working hard. You did awesome.